26.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Dr. Chad Mitchell, orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine and joint replacement of the knee, shoulder, and hip. He serves our local athletes and our community. Southern Orthopedic Specialist has been the leader in orthopedic care for over 20 years. New patients are welcome. Call 850-769-KNEE to schedule an appointment. More about Dr. Mitchell and Southern Orthopedic Specialist is available on their website, southernorthopedic.com. Southern Orthopedic, getting you back in the game.
PCB Coins and Cards is the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, coins, and trading card games. PCB Coins and Cards carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Coins and Cards has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel, rookie, game-used, and autograph cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? Bring it in and let us take a look. We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Coins and Cards on Back Beach Road just east of Florida Linen. Call them today at 850-320-8388. Bay Handyman Services is your complete home services company. Their slogan is listen better, plan better, build better. Bay Handyman Services holds a 5-star rating, and they're a local company serving Bay and surrounding counties. They offer a wide variety of services, from simply hanging a picture to full house remodels. Bay Handyman Services provides 24/7 emergency services. Call them at 850-753-5014 or visit their website, bayhandymanservices.com.
Swampy Jack here. I've traveled the world for decades and brought my most exciting adventures to Panama City Beach. Encounter the 25-foot-tall Swamp Ape. This indoor scrambler ride is synchronized for a multimedia experience like you've never felt. Put the pedal to the metal, racing around the Marrakesh track in electric go-karts. Supercharge your kart with special power-ups for extra speed or to sabotage opponents. And if you're hungry, grab a meal at Swampy's Cantina or enjoy an ice-cold beer. This and more at Swampy Jack's.
Atlanta Braves play here. WGSX Lynn WTOT W271DM Mariana. Powered by Pepsi. ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Get past the people, get past the hit me.
Hit me. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I tell you what, I had a hard time. This is the first time this happened to me. Alarm goes off. I laid right back down. Next thing I know.
Ethan, you believe this story first?
No. I mean, I almost didn't make it at all. I'm telling you, man. I just walked in the door a minute ago, so I'm not ready to go. But we'll get it going anyway. Ethan, boy, good enough to come back in and visit with us again today. Ethan, you do such a wonderful job at Rudy Tootie's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. If you've not had it yet, go try it out. You'll absolutely love it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they also cater. What's the best way, if they want to cater Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road, what's the best way to do it?
Just give us a call at the store, 850-588-1996, and you can ask for a manager, ask for me, or really most of my employees up front. They can handle any kind of order you need to place. Or you can just come in and walk in and order big large order, and we'll just cut it right in front of you, and you're good to go.
You can call me also. I will be there. I'll be there.
Oh, I think, Coach, didn't you say you would pay for people's orders?
I will. That's it's breaking up right now. You can't really hear well right now. Yeah. John, what do you got for us today? You got some things you want to go over?
Well, something really cool is that some lucky listeners are going to get some Rudu music experience in downtown Panama City tickets. Some lucky caller. If you want to call in and contribute to the show, ask the coach a question or ask Ethan a question, our number here is 850-215-6290. Just take a magic marker, put that on your wife or girlfriend's forehead. You'll always have it handy. And one promotion that we've got going on here, and I'm kind of excited about this one because it sounds pretty cool. You know, we have posted, I guess you would say, these electronic billboards, several of them, and I won't give you the undisclosed locations. One's on 390. And if you will go out and take a picture of these supersized electronic billboards, you can win all kinds of good things. First thing you do is you take the picture of the billboard, you post it on Facebook, and tag it with ESPN Northwest Florida in the photo. You know, tag it with that in the photo you took of the electronic billboard. And then step 3, listen to win, or go on our Facebook page at espnpc.com. And there's all kinds of really cool stuff. Stylish t-shirts, fuzzy fleeces, food, drinks, all kinds of really cool stuff that you can win. I saw the prize package or a photo of it, and there's some really cool stuff there. I would like to have some of it myself. Maybe we could. You got any pool around here, Coach?
No, absolutely not. Ethan does. Ethan's got a hell of a lot more than I do.
All right.
All right, let's get it rocking and rolling. Good job there, Big John. We're going to have a little change up today. The voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham, does an incredible job. He will be on today, hopefully 8:15. He was in a production meeting yesterday, and I didn't even get the score of the Auburn baseball game. I will look that. Ethan, can you look that up for me? They played Troy last night. We'll have that, talk to Andy about that, and everything else is going on with the Auburn football. And also, I'm really excited about something else. We have got the first, let me say it again, the first ever district championship baseball team, which is the Arnold Marlins, the new sheriff in town, playing Wakulla tonight, 6 o'clock on Panama City Beach, Arnold High School. I believe Coop's going to start his pitching. He's going to start out, and let's see how it goes the rest of the ball game. We've got to get this one to keep on playing to get to a state championship. So tonight, if you are out, you don't have much to do, and you hadn't been to a game yet, this is tonight to get out to Arnold to watch a great baseball game. It's going to be packed out, so get there early.
They need their support.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wakulla brings a lot of people. They always have, always will. One little small town, they don't share, it's just one school, one town, which is a great thing if you're a coach, as you know. A lot of those are in Texas that are like that.
Yeah.
Anyway. But so get out there tonight, Arnold High School. Coach Jones has got them ready to play. Again, Coop Moss will be starting pitcher. Hopefully he can go the whole game. And hope our bats are hot and our pitching's great and we get a big win and we keep rolling to a state championship. I know that we've got 2 other teams. We've got a chance to do something at the state level. Looking forward. And we'll talk tomorrow. Got to Coach Hudson on tomorrow from Mosley. And then Friday, Coach Patton at Bozeman. That's 2 of the best coaches in the state of Florida right there. No doubt about that. Matter of fact, Hudson was the number 1 coach in the state last year, voted by the entire state. So that was pretty cool. So I'm excited about Arnold having a chance to win a state championship. I'm excited they're in the playoffs. I'm excited they won a district championship. Coach Jones in his second year. How is that? You ever see that in Texas where a guy comes in the second year they win a championship?
I mean, that'd be pretty special,
Yeah.
Pretty special opportunity. So I'm hoping the best for them. We got some of their players worked for us this past year, so we.
Well, there you go. They learned the work ethic from you.
I'm not gonna lie. When I take a little bit of BP out back every now and then.
I've noticed that. I saw how y'all slaughtered that pig, so we're kidding. That's not happening. But anyway, seriously, your work ethic has rubbed off on those guys, and I want to thank you from everybody here in Bay County and Panama City Beach, what you've helped these athletes around here. But seriously, the great things you guys at Reedy Barbecue have done. Appreciating the teachers at the different schools. It really appreciate that. Jerry Register, he is an expert on food, believe me. Him and his wife go eat out quite a bit. Now, Jerry says she just won't cook, so he has to just take her out. It makes him mad. He's going to be mad at me for saying that, so is she. But anyway, if he loves it, it's outstanding. If Tommy Sentiment loves it, Jeremy Pridgeon, our world-famous preacher, He loves the place. So you guys are doing a great job down there. No doubt about that.
I appreciate it, Coach.
All right, now, how do you think it'll work tonight? You think you have many people coming through there tonight, heading to the game
Probably
or after
be
the game?
early, probably before the game, I imagine.
Yeah. So again, get out there and watch Arnold play with colors, 6:00 at Arnold High School. Now, I want to shift gears. I'm really excited. My boy Dave, that's Wes's Wes's son-in-law, Wes Burnham, has passed away. Now, one of our biggest boosters. We have an award named after him. Been hanging in the gym forever, it seems like, with all the names of the players that won the Wes Burnham Award. And I'm trying to get Mr. Smith to find it, and we can give it to this family. And he owns Firefly. And we all know Firefly, high end, on some of the best. I mean, good God, it's unbelievable over there. Well, him and Mike come together, and it's kind of sad in a way, but Montego Bay, Edgewater Shopping Center, we used to eat every game, pregame meal. Our football team ate there. Great location, great foods in the shopping center there in Edgewater. Well, they've got a brand new restaurant there. It's been remodeled. They'll be in here tomorrow, 8:30, talking about this. American Charlie. You wait, guys. This is something special. I went and ate there last night. Had a great meal, great time. It's not it's a restaurant. It's not like really a sports bar. They do have a bar. They have special drinks and stuff like that, and they have a happy hour. But it's more of a restaurant than like a sports bar type deal. It's really good. The food's outstanding. Have you been there yet? You've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't made it down there yet.
Yeah, we got to get you in there. We talked about you last night, Dave, and I talked about you. And everything that goes on the beach. So we're excited about having American Charlie. We'll talk more about them tomorrow when we get them in here at 8:30. Looking forward to that. So I'm really excited about getting them on board because got a lot of history with that restaurant. Believe me, a lot of history there. Had some great times there.
You got some good stories to tell?
Yeah,
good ones.
Well, really, we'd go in there and eat. I made the kids just kind of they could talk a little bit. We kind of wanted to keep it noise pretty down. You're talking about 50, 55, 60 people eating there every Friday. And they would open it up and do that for us. Roy Santini. We had another award. Roy used to give money. That was a $3,000 that kids would get a scholarship every single year, the Roy Santini Award. We had a black with his name in the gym, and all the kids for 10 to 13 years' names were on that. And Earl Durden was another award we had named after that. And we're trying to locate it, and we had an administrator over there didn't like the history of the school, and that's to be honest, but it kind of pisses me off. But they took everything down.
Wow.
These are three of the local leaders here in Bay County.
That's what makes the community.
Yeah,
the community.
It was history of the school. Earl Durden. There's roads named after Earl Durden. Gave a lot of money to the school, and Roy Santini gave big money to the school. And so did Wes Burnham. And they all three did so many great things, not just for Panama City Beach, for Northwest Florida, Bay County. And, if you hate me, that's one thing. But to take down those people's thing and the kids' names that are on there are supposed to be there forever. Two of those guys have passed away, but their family's still here. So I'm kind of disappointed in the immaturity of certain people. But you got to get over it and not talk about it. I shouldn't have said anything about it. Why I did, Mr. Evil got in my mind and said, talk about it. And Mr. Paz was saying, no, avoid it. But, hey, I gave in. I didn't get enough sleep, so I'm being bad today. But anyway, let's start some. You know what day it is, Ethan? Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
What does that mean?
Oh, you know what it is.
Man.
World famous spaghetti.
Oh, my God. World famous J. Michael spaghetti. I'm going to be in there in my Rudy shirt already. J. Michael's world famous spaghetti.
They're going to like that.
Yeah. I head down to dinner and have me some turkey sandwich. But anyway, get out there today. It'll be packed out, lunch and dinner. J. Michael's Restaurant, legendary place. I tell you what, it's an unbelievable place. You'll love it. But the spaghetti, only one day a week, and that is Wednesday. So we're looking forward to that. I tell you what, I miss my boy Brian. He is on the road. He's out traveling around, and hopefully we'll get him back in here one day next. I think he'll be here next week, I hope. He said, name, coach. Anyway, I hope he's doing good, Brian. Be careful. Get back home soon. We miss you, brother. Ethan, have you gone by Blue Sky Express Car Wash lately?
Yes, we take the work truck through it, and my wife has a membership. So.
Did you all do the $19.99 special?
Only way to do it.
Only way to do it because you get it done every single time for a month.
A clean car runs better.
Oh no,
that's a scientific proven fact.
Fact, Jack.
Just ask the internet.
If you take care of your vehicles, get the oil change when you're supposed to, get it maintenance you're supposed to, those things will last a long time now. I mean, I've usually keep my cars 10 to 12 years, and I just got 2 new
Till
ones.
the wheels
I'm
fall
keep,
off.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do because most of the time, when you buy something like that, you lose money. So that's another reason you want to get on the Blue Sky Express Car Wash, no doubt about that. Hey, this morning it's kind of warm in here. You know what I did? I cranked that sucker down, and Ethan's trying to get real close to me right now. I don't know I know I look pretty good, but I'm the
Scoot
father
over,
figure.
Ethan.
for
I'm
him.
next.
Yeah. But Steverson Air Conditioning is #1. Jason does an incredible job. Family owned. Call Debbie. Make an appointment. Get it serviced about every 6 months. If it's old, get rid of it. It's the only thing you can buy that pays for itself. Buffalo Rock, thank you guys for everything you do. Appreciate you guys. And we always talk about Mosley. Tomorrow's Mosley Day. Well, Chuck Tucker's daddy was the famous, really famous principal over there. Did an incredible job at Mosley High School when he was a principal there. Well, Chuck learned from his dad. Everything he does is outstanding. He owns South Odell Title and Closing. So when you go to closing, you demand Chuck Tucker. You demand South Oak Title and Closing. That's what we do, and that's what we always will do, Chuck Tucker. And if you're going to go have a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, where are you going?
Rudy's Barbecue.
Rudy's Barbecue. We get back, SEC softball tournament, Texas A&M. We'll talk about that when we get back with Ethan Boyd. You're listening to the legendary 104.3. And welcome aboard, American Charlie. Get down there and have you a great lunch or dinner today. Make sure you tell them Coach sent you down there. It's in Edgewater Shopping Center. Be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sun beat down. I had the radio on.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your radio home for live and local sports coverage. For the most high school and college sports from right here in our local area, it's the Coach James Hale Show, weekday mornings 7 till 9. Then the ride home is alive and kicking with the afternoon underdogs, covering the gamut of sports. Plus, the radio home for the defending world champion Atlanta Braves. Your local sports station is ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm forecasting mostly sunny skies today. Warm temperatures in the mid-80s. A northeast wind about 5 to 10. Water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is 76. Mostly clear overnight, around 65 with light north winds. Light northeast winds tomorrow, mostly sunny in the mid-80s. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, best little lumber yard in Panama City and Youngstown. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Mid-South Lumber has new owners. Stop in and visit Ann and Dave. They're on site every day to make you a priority. They're not the typical big box store, and customer service is their #1 priority. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Transform your home with James Hardy Siding. Durability, fire resistant, sustainability. James Hardy Color Plus is virtually maintenance free and comes with a 30-year warranty. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention.
60% of the time, it works every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thank you all so much for listening today. And give us a call today sometime. We'll give away something. I don't know what, but we'll give you something you'll love. Maybe a Rudy's Barbecue. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, John, what's the number here? 215-6290. 215-6290. Give us a call if you'd like to. Ethan Boyd now. And don't forget, tonight, Arnold versus Wakulla, 6 o'clock, state playoffs in baseball. Get out there and support those Marlins. They're doing a great job. Love all those people over there. Mr. Smith, you are an incredible principal. What do you got for us today? Ethan Boyd, SEC tournament play.
Yeah, so the softball tournament started yesterday. A&M was a 12 seed, which obviously not the highest seed, but so we were in the first game against South Carolina, and we won 5-3. And then today, so it's just kind of the first 12, 13 seed game, and then basically today is where it really kind of starts. We got 4 games today, 4 games on Thursday, and then the weekend will be the semifinals and championship game. So we actually today we play Florida, who's the host school today at 5. But you got LSU and Mississippi State is the first game. Missouri Auburn is the second game. Us and Florida is the third game, and then Ole Miss Georgia will be the last game tonight. So you got 4 today, 4 tomorrow, and then Friday and Saturday's championship and semifinals.
I think almost all of those games are on SEC Network.
Yeah, everything's on SEC.
Yeah.
Honestly, right now, if you turn to SEC Network, you'll be watching them, doing all the highlights, and then talking to the coaches and stuff like that. I was watching this morning. They're already doing all the pregame stuff. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to that. I'm glad you told me that because last night I completely forgot. I will be watching. I don't know. I just love it. I like the World Series even better.
Yeah.
But I do like the SEC tournament. I would like to see Bama get it done. But what do you think? Did you see? Does it say anything about who's favored in this thing?
Well, I mean, Arkansas is the 1 seed. So Arkansas is the 1 seed, Bama's the 2 seed, and then Tennessee's the 3 seed. So I would think one of those three is going to be the favorite. I mean, obviously Arkansas had the best SEC record this year, but Alabama's honestly as hot as anybody, so they can make a run in this. I think it's going to be one of the top 3 seeds, though. I have a hard time seeing any of the other schools make a run, but I mean, it is one of those things where it's a tournament. All you got to do is get hot for 3 games, and you never know what can happen.
And it's like baseball. Pitching's a factor, and Alabama's pitcher is incredible. Yeah. And she, you know what, she's really good, but I thought I seen her struggle a little bit this year, but maybe she gets it done now, and in the tournament that'd be outstanding. Do you think your Aggies got a shot whatsoever?
We gotta play real good. I mean, we were the first, we were the only, us in South Carolina, we were the only game yesterday, so we'd have to win 5 games to win it all, and I mean that's a tough stretch. It's a tough stretch.
but it can happen.
Anything can happen in sports. You never know. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. The hardest part, though, is it's at Florida. It's in Gainesville, and that's who we play next.
Yeah.
So it's legitimately a home game for Florida tonight, and we're on the road at their place. So crowd's gonna be a factor, especially in softball. To me, crowd is a big factor.
Now, where's the tournament being held?
It's in Gainesville.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They're the host. They're the host school this year, so they get everything.
Do they every year it changes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because the baseball used to always stay in Hoover, and I hope it does. But who knows? Now you add Oklahoma, Texas, they might want to shift it one year.
I bet it stays
west.
in Hoover. Nice facilities. It's still kind of centrally located, and I mean, to me, it's kind of like the basketball tournament. Like I didn't understand the whole Tampa thing. It's like you have it in the same city every year. It's tradition.
Yeah, the Tampa thing I just didn't like. Yeah. It turned out better than I thought as far as people showing up. But I'd like to see that in Nashville, Atlanta, New Orleans, somewhere like that. Anything in New Orleans is fun, man. That's a great place to be. We got a caller. I would like to see in the Final Four, or at least see them in the go a long way. FSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Arkansas. That's who I'd love to see in there.
I mean, obviously, I think those are all in the top 5 or top 7 rankings right now. So
yeah. And that'd be. I mean, you talking about people turning in to watch that because last year it was incredible, man. Watching that play. We got all right, let's take this call real quick. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Who is this?
It's Charles.
Say it one more time.
Charles.
Hey, Charles. How you doing this morning, buddy?
I am doing well.
Well, good.
I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
When and where does Mosley play?
Give us a second. We'll look it up for you. I'll be honest. I'm being bad. I'm so excited about Arnold tonight because we've never done this, and Mosley does it every single year. So I was really focused in on those Marlins, but we're trying to look it up for you, and we'll give you in just a second.
Well, I'll be at the Marlins game tonight anyhow. So
good man. Well, you know what, Charles? Have you gotten an award from us anytime lately?
Not lately.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to do. You're going to be the first one to get this. I'm not going to give you Rudy's Barbecue because we've been giving a lot of those away. We're going to give you a American Charlie's gift certificate, and I won't get them in here until tomorrow. No, tomorrow. So if you'll come in Friday, can you come in Friday to pick it up?
I can.
Okay, write that down, John. He's going to get an American Charlie's. Hey, I tell you, have you ever been there? It's a brand new place, Edgewater Shopping Center. The food's incredible. It used to be where Montego Bay used to be.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, Dave owns it. He's got a partner with Mike. Dave owns Firefly, so you know how good Firefly is.
Yeah.
Ethan, tell him where the game's at tonight.
Yeah, they're at Columbia in Lake City at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night,
So
yeah.
Thursday at 7 in Columbia.
Yeah. So we got Coach.
Well,
we'll have
I
Coach
was
on
under the
tomorrow.
impression that since they traveled, Stanton would have been higher. I was kind of hoping that they'd take over Stanton's place and play at home.
Yeah. Well, honestly, everything they do now is crazy. It's all on the polls and all that kind of stuff. In the old days, you'd have the district champ play the district runner-up, and if like you won in second in the district, you all got in the playoffs. Now it's totally different, and they're having to travel a long way the first round of the playoffs. That's tough now. But if anybody can do it, and anybody's got experience at it, it's Coach Hudson and it's Mosley baseball. They're second to none.
I'm not really a Mosley fan. I'm a John Hudson fan.
Yes.
But I would absolutely love to see them win it this year.
I would too, buddy. What did you think about him not being retained? They're getting rid of him. What did you think about that?
I think the doc had it right the other day whenever y'all was talking about wait and see who they hired.
Yes, sir.
Then I noticed yesterday they came out and said that the person that they had been talking to has declined the job.
Wow. I did not know that. Well, let me ask you something.
That's what that Ross.
Charlie's on top of it, isn't he?
Rossman.
Wow. Isn't that something? I mean, would you want to take a job where they just fired the state championship coach?
I'll be truthful. It almost sounded like that they had an agreement with this guy beforehand, and now that there's a little bit of questioning why he's being dismissed, that this guy decided he didn't want it.
Wow. That's
I think
crazy.
I would have to decide that too, because my God, if you win a state championship and the next year you're fired, what do you have to do?
I know, Charles. It's crazy. But, Charles, I will say this. Mr. Bullock is a fine man. He's the principal over there, does an incredible job. They're an A school. The campus is beautiful. They're good at everything they do. So that's what's crazy about it. I love Hudson, the administration over there at Mosley. I love Doug Lee. The athletic director is nobody better than him. And I'm telling you, people saying stuff, he is a first-class act. He would never do anything that's not right. I'm telling you. That's a great man over there. So it's just weird how everything played out this year.
It really is. Really, really is. All righty. I will be there Friday.
All right, Charles, don't forget. Go by and eat there. You'll love it. You got anything to tell them? Okay. Oh, hey, real quick. Do you ever watch the SEC girls softball?
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Isn't that something, how popular it's getting now? I do, too. I love watching those girls play. It's exciting. It's fast.
I mean, I'm like most people. I watch it way before I watch baseball games.
I know. I mean, well, I like baseball, too. but I really love the girls softball. I really, truly do.
But college baseball and pro baseball is so slow.
Yeah, and we're so used to quick.
The girls, I mean, you can't go to the bathroom.
Right. I know where you're coming from because you're so used to like basketball's real quick, football's real quick, and baseball, especially professional baseball, it seems like the game goes on and on and on. Softball is fast, and the girls are so excited about playing it. I like watching their reactions. Hello?
They start all that cheering, chanting over on the sidelines. I love it.
I do too, buddy. Hey, I was going to ask you something else, and I can't remember what it was now. Are you an Alabama fan, by the way?
Yes, I am.
Oh, my goodness. No wonder you're highly intelligent. I knew it. I knew that, man. What do you think? Do we get it done this year? I think the Buckeyes are going to be really good. Ohio State's going to be good. And you don't have to watch out for Southern Cal in the Pac-12. They're getting players from all over the country going in there. They're going to be back good pretty soon, too.
I really don't see anybody matching up with Bama this year.
I hope you're right.
Bama will have to beat themselves.
Yeah, if they stay healthy. If they stay healthy. Yeah. Now, Ethan's a big Aggie. He went to Texas A&M, and he runs.
Well, my condolences.
and he runs Rudy's Barbecue down there. When you go by in there to eat, make sure you say hi to him. He'll probably take care of you.
Oh, I just tell him roll tide.
Hey, you were talking about Mosley. We went over there the other day, and they had a concert. My granddaughters both dance in the auditorium. It's beautiful. The campus looked gorgeous. Walked around, looked around. You should see what they're doing behind the school, the football facility. They're building a brand new field. They're going to put some bleachers and lights out there. Heck, they could probably play a football game there or a JV game or something. It's gorgeous. I mean, there must
Don't
be.
they got a killer football team this year coming up?
They're good at everything.
They're talking about quarterback being the best he's ever had, and on the news yesterday on I forget what channel. He's talking about his line was good, solid. He said, but my quarterback, he's not just good, he's real good.
He should know. He's a great coach. I tell you what. And there you go. Bullard hired him, and Doug hired him. But I'm telling you, Charles, their facilities over there at Mosley are incredible, and that doggone practice field is something special now. They putting some big bucks into that. So I like that. That was pretty cool. All right, Charles, thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate you calling. Don't forget to come, and you're going to love it. Take somebody with you. Matter of fact, if you get bored or you don't have anybody to go with you, give me a call.
Hang on, Charlie, so I can get some information.
Yeah, don't hang up. Don't hang up, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, okay. Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide.
All right, Ethan. You got anything else left?
No, I think that's,
I thought that was excellent, man.
Yeah.
What a call. What a great call. You hadn't lived here that long yet. Does it shock you, though, because you go to a team in Texas and they win a state championship, and then all of a sudden they just not bringing you back? And if you did something wrong, it looks like you'd be gone that day.
Yeah.
So and that's the reason everybody in the county's talking about. But again, I'll tell you again, I'm going to take up for that principal over there anytime. That's a fine man. He is great at what he does. The school's an unbelievable school. Academically, they're good in every sports. Their facility's incredible. Look what he's doing the practice football. Man, they're spending huge money on that thing. I mean, they're doing a great job over there. Doug, I've known him and his family for 22, 23 years. So it's just a weird situation. But I'm not going to throw those guys under the bus. I mean, they're first-class guys, and I just hate it for Coach Hudson.
Yeah, it'd be tough. I mean, to be successful in that, and then it'd be tough to swallow.
I don't know. Maybe it's the Marlins getting good again. People just can't. They can't handle it in town when we're good. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't understand it. Anyway, I don't think that's it, to be honest with you. I just want to anyway, Dr. Chad Mitchell, we have him every Monday. Chad does a wonderful job. Legendary doctor, been taking care of athletes here in Bay County for 22 years. He'll take care of you. Matter of fact, Julie's going to have a little procedure done. If you get any type of injury, hips, knees, shoulders, whatever, he is the best. No doubt about that, Dr. Mitchell. Bay Point Golf, what a great place to go play golf. Ethan, you're pretty good.
I don't know about that, but I like to play.
Well, you guys are pretty good together. I'll say that. Bay Point Golf and Ryan Mulvey. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Braves Country.
It's Atlanta Braves trivia now for your chance to win a gift card to Guthrie's. What Atlanta Braves slugger was caught looking 3 times during a loss to the Brewers last Friday night?
And that is a called third strike with a fastball at 95 right at the knees.
If you think you know it, open the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app and click Braves Trivia. Good luck from ESPN Northwest Florida.
At Slim Chickens, craft means something. Craft means bacon. And oh, so crispy. Craft means a good cayenne kick and all-natural buttermilk marinated, made fresh, perfectly fried chicken. All served on toasted brioche buns. At Slim Chickens, craft means quality. And for a limited time, try our new Memphis-style barbecue chicken sandwich. Try Slim's Craft sandwiches today. Slim Chickens.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida are proud members of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We'd like to welcome the newest members to the Beach Chamber.
Hyatt Place, Panama City Beach, Florida. Dockside Bar, Market and Grill. 4 Repeat. Smooth Movers. Body Exhibit. And Tool Time Building and Roofing.
Congratulations from the area's only sports radio station, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting live from the J. Michaels Studios.
The best part of waking up is
The Coach James Hale Show. Powered by Pepsi. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest. I feel bad. My beautiful granddaughter, Leighton Bell, was listening this morning. I didn't get an opportunity to mention her. Tell her how much Papa loves her. She is an unbelievable athlete. She's got a big soccer game this weekend. I think her game's at 1. Ryan Movie's coaching her. Julie, my secretaries are letting me down. They're supposed to have everything ready for me to go when I get in here. Mosley won last night. They won last night, and then they will travel to Columbia. So they got them a win last night, brother. Yeah. Good job, Mosley. I promise you, you see the score?
Yeah, it's 14-3, and it kind of from what Charles was saying, it looks like Stanton was the higher seed. I guess so. Stanton was probably, was based on the poll rankings, they were technically a higher seed than Mosley. But Mosley took care of business last night, 14-3, and now they go get an off day today, and they'll be going out Thursday to Columbia.
Okay, John, check that Facebook. I'm still getting people text me saying they are not getting us on text because we think it's working. So I don't know what to do.
Our little red light is on.
Yeah, our little red light is on, so we should be on.
It says it's streaming.
Yeah, maybe them. Now, Ethan, you want to look at now. Me and John, or me anyway. You don't
Me either.
Anyway, but Dr. Ward, where are you? Waiting on Dr. Ward to call. Maybe he got tied up, but hopefully he'll call us here in a little while. All right, I want to ask you something. This is pretty interesting to me, Ethan. Now, if everybody else out there might not care, but I like to go over this. We talked quite a bit in Nebraska, how they dominated one league. And back then they could sign the prop players. That helped. They got upset with Texas. They pulled out. Missouri went to the SEC. Texas A&M got sick of Texas stuff. Does Texas come in here and start bullying around the SEC?
Do they? No way.
No way.
It's a different league. I mean, Texas and OU.
We got Alabama.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, if you said, okay, what's the top 20 staple programs of college? It's athletics.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Texas and OU's in that top 20, but I think there's so many SEC schools that are also in the top 20. It was easy for Texas and OU to bully the other Big 12 schools. They will not do the same in the SEC.
No.
There's no way.
Absolutely no.
There's no way.
And it kind of backfired on Texas, to be honest with you now. They have not done much since everybody's pulled out of there. Nebraska goes to the Big Ten. Big Ten's big boy football. People down here really don't give enough respect how good that conference really is. They got some good football teams up there. Some of the biggest stadiums in the country, some of the highest paid coaches. They're working a TV deal now. They're going to make a huge amount of money. It could be $1.1 billion. And they doing it the right way. They SEC, I think that we jumped too quick with just the ESPN. I wish we'd have kept CBS, add more to ESPN, Fox, Amazon. Stuff. There were other things. But hey, I will never question the commissioner of the SEC. He knows what he's doing. And I'm sure he looked into all this stuff. But Big Ten's taking their time. They're going to get multiple deals, and again, they're talking about now it's going to be about $1.1 billion, and that revenue will be divided up with those schools. They're going to make a huge amount of money. It's going to be the SEC and the Big Ten money-wise. The rest of them can't touch what they're going to get paid in football, overall. But let's go back and let's look at Texas. What has happened to Texas and Nebraska since they've had their breakup? Let's just go back to 2009, Big 12 championship game. Who played? Texas versus Nebraska. Since then, the number of games, Nebraska has played 150 games. Texas has played in 151. This is crazy, Ethan. Number of wins since that time that they played in one another. The number of wins for Nebraska, 82. The number of wins for Texas since then, guess what they are? 83. Is this not crazy how both programs – look at it. Now look at this. How many losses since 2009, Nebraska and Texas? Nebraska has lost 68. Texas has lost 68. It's almost the exact same. Texas has got one more win. Winning percentage is terrible since they've gone to the Big Ten. Nebraska's won 54%.7, and Texas 55%.
Crazy.
Isn't it scary?
Yeah.
Average points scored, Nebraska 30.2. Texas, look at this. Texas 30.6. Average points allowed, Nebraska 26.2. Texas 26.7. Draft picks, Nebraska 35, Texas 37. Average draft position, whatever that means, I don't even know what that means. 143.3 for Nebraska, 114.9 for Texas. Recruits, I guess this is where they rank overall recruits, I guess. 273 for Nebraska, 285 for Texas. And what's the last category? There's some more categories. Recruiting rankings, 0.869 Nebraska, 0.906 for Texas. Texas is a little bit better than that. 5-star recruits for Nebraska since 2009. 0 for Nebraska. 0. Can you believe that?
I cannot believe that.
This is crazy. No wonder they can't compete in the Big Ten.
17 for Texas?
Who's under 17 for Texas, and their win-loss are almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Look at this. 4-star recruits. Nebraska's only got 72. Texas has got 158. Who can coach and who can't? Crazy. Texas underachieved more than I even thought possible. Yeah. Mac Brown was a great guy. Mac Brown was one of my coaches at Southern Mississippi. I love Mac Brown. When he left, when they did that to him, it blew up. And Nick Saban was part of that, man. They had some boosters calling around, and Sexton talked to him and kind of made him believe he would come. And I don't know if he's wanting to get a raise. I don't know if he was sick of not feeling appreciated at Alabama. I don't know what it was. But they went to Mac, and a couple big-time boosters went to Mac and said, hey, look, why don't you get into TV like you always done? We'll pay you out your contract. Go out on top. And he looked at him like, are you nuts? And Mac, I heard hey, like, you're winning, you're doing great. And they come in and tell you that because a couple of those guys wanted Saban to be the coach at Texas.
Yeah.
And they thought he really wanted to do it. Other ones thought he's just their agents trying to work us to get Alabama, give him a lot more contract. And I don't know what the true story is. We might not ever know. But Mac lasts with one more year after that. He's out. And then look what's happened at Texas since then. They became the bullies of the Big 12. They screwed over their own coach, and it completely fell apart for them. When you get 17 5-stars and 158 4-stars and you can't win big time at Texas, something's not right.
Yeah.
And you know that state. You know what it's like. Nebraska's a small state. They don't recruit obviously they don't recruit like they used to. And who wants to go play Nebraska? I mean, honestly, there's not a whole lot to do there.
Well, and I think that, one of the things that them going to the Big Ten, that kind of they're like recruiting in Texas kind of stopped with that.
Yeah,
because then you're not playing teams from Texas. So,
right.
Like mom and dad, hey, I can't see you play because you're in Nebraska every weekend, whereas you used to come to Texas for 5 games a year between Texas A&M, Tech, Baylor, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I could see you every weekend because you're down here all the time.
Saying all that and knowing what's happened. Now, the pocketbooks, they've gotten rich by going to Big Ten. Texas A&M's become rich becoming the SEC. So money-wise, they made the right choice.
Yeah.
For as a coach, if you were a coach and you had to all over do it again, would you have stayed in the Big 12? I'm sorry, the Big 12, and have chances to win ball games, or would you go in the Big 10 and get your head beat in and get fired?
Well, it's money talks.
Yeah.
I'll take more money and lose versus I can win a lot more.
You'll sell more barbecue, make more money. But let's go back to Texas. You live in that state.
Yeah.
That's your big rival. Y'all quit playing each other because of the bully.
Yep.
And they had the name, they had the power, and really, at one time, they were the richest football program in the country. Now, you guys are right there with them, or maybe past them.
I think we've passed them, but I wouldn't be surprised, once they've joined the SEC back,
they'll
pass
I don't
us
know.
back.
It could stay the same.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
They're Texas
what
is
is
a big
the deal,
national brand.
What is their mindset? Is it there's so many That's what I think, too. I think another thing Saban probably thought about. At Alabama, you've got a lot of millionaires that give a lot of money to Alabama. At Texas, you got a whole lot of millionaires that give a whole lot of money that want to run the show.
Yeah. Well, I think, what I would have to guess with Nick, in Tuscaloosa, in Alabama, Alabama is the team, right? You know what I mean? You have Auburn, but you have no professional teams you're fighting with, right? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, this is it. In Texas, there's so many. There's three NBA teams. There's 2 MLB teams. Obviously, now you have all the MLS stuff, but there's so much other stuff you're competing with. Yeah, don't be wrong. UT head coach is a big deal in the town or in the state, but there's so many other big universities that he's also fighting powers with here and there. And yes, UT is the biggest one, but I mean, I think he saw the writing on the wall, and he probably saw the way they're pushing out Mac, and he's like, look what Mac did for the school, and this is the way y'all are going to run him off. Like, do I really want to go here? And then to me, Dodd was a big. The AD of Texas was a big. I don't know who would want to work for that guy.
Right.
So, I mean, if I was Saban, I mean, I think he made the right choice, obviously, because look at how big of a name he is in Alabama. Whereas, honestly, even if he wins that many championships in UT, like even Mac, I mean, Mac's not that big of a name in Texas.
That's crazy.
He's just much of
he was
a winner.
Wasn't he the winningest coach now in Texas? Did he win more than Darryl?
Well, I don't know if he won more than Darryl.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what I mean? But it's just Texas is so big, and there's so many other schools you to compete with in other sports and professional teams. You don't have to compete with that.
I just thought this was crazy to look at Nebraska and Texas. They don't like each other.
No.
And when they both split, it's unbelievable how there's the winning and losses. I mean, Nebraska won 82, Texas won 83. They both lost 68. That is incredible.
I just can't believe Nebraska hasn't had a 5-star since they've left.
That's since 2009, man. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Nebraska.
Yeah.
A blue blood.
Yeah. Well,
0 5-stars.
Everything. That's what you said though. What you knocked out of the ballpark. What you said. Why would I go if grew up in Texas? We don't see him anymore.
Yeah.
We don't hear about him anymore. You're traveling all up north and Midwest to play games. You're not playing really in the Southwest anymore. Mm-hmm. Why would I go there? And you go look at the campus and the facilities at Texas A&M. You look at the facilities at Texas compared. There's not a whole lot to do in Lincoln.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but I will say this: their fans are outstanding.
Right.
But this blew me away. I thought you would think this was pretty interesting.
Yeah. But don't forget, Colorado went to the Pac-12.
Yeah. And
remember, because Colorado and Nebraska left at the same time, both one Big Ten.
Well, look,
Pac-12.
when you have Texas A&M leave, Missouri leave, and then you have Colorado leave, Nebraska leave, it weakened that conference. I don't care what they say. Look what happened when Oklahoma gets in the playoffs. Have they won a playoff game yet?
Nope.
And they got a good, they're good.
Right.
And Texas is not. I mean, I'm not. I was shocked over this. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I'm sure you guys love that about Texas, Nebraska. I know I did. Newbies, get out to Newbies. 3 great locations. I tell you what, John and Charlotte. I love Charlotte. Beautiful lady, inside and out. John's an incredible guy. They do a wonderful job giving back to the community. Get out there and support the Newbies. 3 great locations. Newbie 2 on the curve. Now, if you want to go watch sporting events, play pool, have a cold one, that's the place to do it. They are incredible people there. Go out and support Newbies. Dr. Ward, where are you? I bet he had surgery this morning. Dr. Ward does a great job. As a matter of fact, I had an appointment with him yesterday. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, please go see Dr. Ward. And if you got a child that's playing sports, or if you like being out on that beach, please put that suntan on, put that lotion on, because that will get you. I'm telling you that right now. All right, we'll be right back. Maybe a legend walked in here. I'm not sure. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Someone needs to sort of step into that fray. Is it Denver when they have all their pieces healthy? Is it New Orleans, dare I say, if Zion actually comes back and becomes a full-time player? Does Dallas add a piece to go with Luka? There's something about this Grizzlies team, and in particular, I feel like Ja Morant could be the future in the Western Conference.
Greeny, weekdays 2 to 4, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning weather forecast for your Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies today, near 85 or so. Light northeast winds. Water temperature in the Gulf is 76. Mostly clear overnight, around 65, 66 degrees. Light north winds. Still high pressure in control of our weather, so mostly sunny Thursday and Friday. You'll be around 85 Thursday, 83 Friday, and light breeze is expected. Low 80 Saturday, mostly sunny. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Did you know that we have a master jeweler right here in the store? That's right, he has over 30 years experience in the art of repairing jewelry. Most repairs are done within 2 business days, so don't send your jewelry off for 6 weeks. Bring it to us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We size rings and solder chains. We can reset your diamond into new settings and even custom design. You'll get your jewelry back quickly and looking as good as new. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, Bay County's trusted jeweler for over 45 years.
Have you been to Gin Gin Super King Buffet? It's not your average Gin Gin. Well, here's what you're missing. Gin Gin Super King Buffet has competitive pricing, a great selection, extensive buffet options perfect for family dining. Menu options also include top quality seafood, hibachi and sushi bar, or select their mouth-watering crab legs by order. Bring the family out to Gin Gin Super King Buffet, located next to Wonderworks at 9802 Front Beach Road on Panama City Beach.
He's a 10-foot tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Pain don't hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Man, I tell you what, you never know who's going to walk in here. Not only one legend, the biggest supporter of FSU baseball ever, Bill Allen, is in the house. The mayor, we always say stuff about you and the mayor. I hope you don't listen all the time. And Donna is in here. Donna Allen, one of the best school board members we've ever had, that actually did her job. It's incredible. Anyway, Donna, thank you for coming by and saying hello. You look wonderful like always.
Thank you.
What can I ask you a question though? I mean, this is what everybody talks about, especially the mayor. But you married Bill, and it's just you look at you and you look at Bill. It's like, how did it happen? I mean, I know looks aren't everything. Bill's handsome. There's no doubt he's a good-looking man, but you're kind of like a different level.
Oh my gosh, you're so great. I just fell in love. I got bit by the love bug and just fell in love. And what are you gonna say?
Well,
What are you gonna say?
I love him too. Yeah.
Saturday night.
I'm coming back.
Saturday night was our 39th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And I tell people that I've known her for like 45 years, and she only really made one bad decision during that time, and I just happened to be there to benefit from it. So, you know,
I thought he was going to say Austin for a minute.
She married a 6'4" long, blonde-haired, 215-pound baseball player and surfer. So she had a lot of vision for the future. I'm not sure this was it. But, she had a lot of vision.
I came down from Atlanta. I graduated from high school in Atlanta, and I came down and went to school on the beach. I mean, my gosh. So within 6 months, we had met each other. And I remember at the time you wrote letters. You didn't have all this stuff we have now. And I remember writing a letter and saying, y'all aren't going to believe who I'm in love with. And I described, he had long blonde hair with those blue piercing eyes, and he was a surfer. Oh my gosh! I'm telling you.
I got rid of that guy and stepped in the picture.
My knees went
I got rid of him and I stepped in.
Ethan, I never saw that guy. I know him 30 years. I haven't seen that guy yet.
My knees went weak, and there you go. That's all it was.
You did great. No kidding, you did great. And I was serious about you too in the school where you did a great job. I miss you. You did a wonderful job there.
I miss the people.
Yeah, and we miss you. I'm telling you. And y'all raised 2 wonderful kids, both of them great athletes. Enjoyed being around both of them.
Yeah, they're good kids. And it was, I always got to be on the field, but, and this, but the truth was that, that from the time they were in T-ball, she was the team mom. She's the reason we had drinks out there. We say we were part of starting the first booster club at Arnold, but that's not, I was just there. Donna had, a bigger part in it. And at Huntington College, when Austin went there and Dalton to play, she pretty much ran the booster club there,
Well, they didn't have one because it was the first year. And so I went to the director and said, hey, we need a booster club. We called it the Gridiron.
Right.
And it is still going to this day.
You also did the girls'
Girls Incorporated.
Yeah, you were big in that
I was
also.
a director for 13 years.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, I think I was 12.
Yeah.
Because that's been 25 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You look good. You do. You play tennis all the time.
I
You
do.
always staying active,
I
Bill.
do. I play out at Bay Point.
She's
and
good. She really is.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But the name of my tennis team is called the Ball Busters. And one of our husbands named us.
I could really say something. I won't do it.
Go figure. Behave yourself.
I'll get kicked off radio. I'm going to shut up.
Go figure.
One of our husbands named us, and we have a good time. We have a good time.
And y'all,
Yeah, we just came from. Donna was on the panel outdoors with me today. We had some things to talk about some shark fishing and things like that. So she made a live appearance there and now here. And James, if you think I'm expensive, wait till you talk to her agent. It's, you know.
I know. I got before you get out of here. I got to talk to you. FSU baseball. I know you got to be freaking out. It's not like you want it, but do we have a chance to do anything in the World Series? Do we get there?
No. I mean, you can buy a plane ticket to the World Series. Earning your way there, I don't think so. You know, they're going to get out of the regionals. I don't know if they get past Alabama. Yeah, they have some moments, but you know, what are you going to do?
How many years do you give him?
Hey, look, I mean, you know, Dad was there forever without
They're not
a
going to
national
give him like his dad, though.
championship.
He won't last. I don't think so. But we that's funny when we talk about Florida State. We all whoever's in here doing, they always get rid of Bill Allen. Yeah, Bill won't be happy today. They got me. The mayor texted me yesterday. Was getting on to me. Is he doing good?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great. They went out with us Saturday night for our anniversary.
39 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Are you not going to tell him your joke? 10 of the happiest years of your life. You're not going to say that.
Well, now there's 39. I may have to up that to 15.
Oh, okay. That's what he likes to say.
And not in any particular order, just a random 15. But, no.
Yeah.
Hey, anything shock you around here locally lately? You want? Did that
well, you know.
No, really, did that surprise? Because that's everybody's
I
talking
think about you know random things. You know, obviously all the time, but I don't know how you get rid of a baseball coach with the winningest percentage around here who less than a year ago won a state championship.
Yeah.
Who, by all accounts of what I've seen, and Bill Shields, you know, my buddy, he goes to baseball games and stuff. I mean, the guy seems like a wonderful coach, and you don't win championships without, you know, being a wonderful coach. I don't know. Hell, maybe he's thinking about going to Florida State. I don't know, but he does have a championship under his belt. But I don't know. I have no idea. I've asked, and it's crickets.
No one's saying anything.
You don't hear anything. So I don't know. The guy wins baseball games. You got a track record of winning baseball games. You know, I couldn't even. I can't venture a guess.
Yeah. It's crazy. Everywhere we go, people say, what happened? I know you know. We don't. I mean, I don't know what happened.
And somehow, and it's completely speculation, somehow, you know, that nasty word of politics is coming into this.
Yeah.
And
That's
I don't know.
what I figured.
You
know?
We don't know that.
But you know the foolishness that you hear on Facebook and things, and that's why I'm not on there about being inappropriate and things like that.
That's
and everybody
not
I've
true.
talked to said that's the biggest crock they've ever heard in their
That's
life.
right.
This guy was
Right.
straight up, you know, and so that's why people need to just, if you don't know for a fact, if you didn't see it, just shut up about it. Don't speculate. And I can't because I have no idea, and I've asked, but I just, you know, nobody knows.
You going to be available this summer 1 day a week or something? Get into baseball.
You're going to hit me with that, are you? You know, my business has been very blessed. I've been busy, and so, I would like to, about the time the regionals start, you know, we can come in and talk about that. And my new second great interest is, you know, women's softball. You know, I've just been enamored by that the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I do too.
I love cheering the FSU team on now.
Yeah.
Softball.
They can play.
They can play.
You know, these teams all over the country, in Alabama.
Alabama's great. Oklahoma.
They can play.
Was it Florida State?
Florida
Oklahoma
State,
last
yeah.
year, right? Yeah,
They did an incredible.
Hey, I got to
those
ask you
girls are
both something.
superstars.
I got to ask both of you
Superstars.
something before you get out of here. A lot of history, Montego Bay. We ate pregame meals there, Roy.
Oh, yeah.
We loved Wes. We all knew Wes, loved him. Dave, his son-in-law, owns Firefly.
Right.
Well, him and Mike, they've got together, and they opened up American's Charlie at Montego Bay. They're going to be our new sponsors. They're going to start tomorrow. They'll be here at 8:30. But I tell you what, you got to go by there. The inside of what they've done is incredible. The food's outstanding. You know, anything, Dave at Firefly, you know how good it is there.
Right.
We love Firefly.
Well, I know that one of my favorite bands, the Will Thompson Band, is playing there this weekend.
Wow.
I think this weekend, or was it last weekend? I don't know, but I saw it. No, it's this week. Saw it pop up because I follow them.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is that? I'm so glad you told me about it
Edgewater,
because I didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
So we're in the shopping center at Edgewater, right?
Right where Montego Bay used to be. It's just
Okay.
now called American Charlie. It's really good.
We saw that the other day when we were out there at Firefly.
Yeah,
And
nobody knows it was open.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
So I know y'all, you get like, we also have so much history of Montego Bay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty
They're
cool.
always so good to the
Yeah.
programs and the
Oh, my
teams.
God.
Of course, you know, Wes Burnham, Don and I both just love Wes to
Wes,
death. I
yeah.
played golf with him. He was a huge supporter of Donna's, you know, for her whole career. But a truly great
You know
man.
what, Bill, I know you guys, Ethan, they started the first booster club we had. We had the first fundraiser. It was unbelievable how much money we raised. Was at Edgewater. At
Ombre.
Ombre.
Yeah, we had
where
a
Wes
tournament.
owned
We had
it.
it, yeah.
And I can still remember that. All the people there playing, having a great time. Jerry Berg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Leah
was a
Dunn,
good group.
Yes.
It was a good
all of
group
them.
of people that
Yeah.
started that. Yeah.
And it took all of us to start it. It was a really good group of people dedicated to doing what was right for the kids.
It was unbelievable.
It was a good group.
Y'all laid the foundation. That thing got rolling great. Jerry Berg did a great job. All those guys did a wonderful job.
You know, Jerry's not with us anymore either.
I'm going to tell you something really broke my heart. They took, and I know this is kind of petty for me to say this, but nothing with the administration there now. They're great. But Wes's trophy, his plaque, all the years those kids won that award, thrown away. Earl Durden Award, all those names, Earl Durden Trophy gone. And Roy Santini. Remember, Roy Santini gave $3,000 scholarship every year.
Every year.
Where'd they go to?
Well, why?
Well, you know why.
No, I don't.
I'll tell you off the air.
Well, that's so bad.
Yeah,
Anything to do with us.
Take a history
Anything
like
to do
that,
with
'cause,
us is
you know,
gone.
in the beginning, when nobody knows more than you or Julie.
Yeah.
But you relied on those kind of people in the community to support a program.
We couldn't have made it without
Earl
them.
Durden. We were also fortunate to call, you know, Earl a good friend and a big supporter of Donna's. But, you know, Roy, all those people really stepped up to the plate and, you know, supported the effort out there and money and other things, and just, you know,
all the stuff that Wes did.
It's disgraceful
All the
not
stuff
to
he did.
continue, and I don't care who's listening, it's disgraceful not to continue a legacy like that, because they laid the foundation for
no doubt
growing the programs that are.
And
not
that
just
was
that, the whole county. I mean,
well,
you
that
talk
was
three
the
of the
beginning.
leaders.
That was the beginning of the newest high school that we have, and now that history is gone.
Yeah.
That's a crime.
Hey, Earl was the first booster I think I met at Captain Anderson.
yes.
We did, remember? They had a dinner at Captain Anderson.
Yeah,
All those guys
he
were there.
was,
It shot me.
We
I
had
was
a
like,
lot of good support in this
Earl
community.
was a truly great individual. He supported this community in many, many, many ways. A very successful businessman. You know, grew up on a farm in Alabama. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And
unbelievable.
And Wes, I mean, these are extraordinarily successful people who didn't have to do anything.
You know,
They did it out of
to
the
be in the main lobby.
goodness of their heart.
The three big plaques with the kids' names on it for 12, 13 years. They won it. Dish thrown away. Unbelievable.
Well, that's the history of the
Maybe,
school.
maybe
That's
it's
the foundation
put away.
of the school.
Maybe
No,
let's be hopeful.
They've been looking for it.
Well, maybe
Mr.
it's
Smith's
in
been
an
looking for
attic
it.
somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Can
Anyway.
we redo it? Can we redo it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we can get.
Why don't we
Julie,
redo it? We can figure out the names and let's redo it.
Yeah.
If the new administration went mine,
Oh,
I don't
Mr.
think
Smith
they
is
would.
he's awesome.
Yeah, I
he
love
does
him.
a great job.
I
over
do.
there at Arnold.
He's doing a great job.
Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate you. Happy anniversary. Get down to Rudy's Barbecue on Ethan and have a great time.
We do.
Listen, Ethan, I should have worn my T-shirt that you gave me.
I
I
know.
love your place.
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
it.
All right, you're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in Northwest Florida can change on a dime.
Gale force winds bombarded with heavy rain.
That's why 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the most up-to-date forecast on the Gulf Coast. Hi, this is staff meteorologist Tim Root. With over 40 years of experience, I know just how fast we can go from sun and fun to a serious situation. For the most accurate and detailed weather when it matters, rely on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh, yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Here is your ice-cold Pepsi Zero Sugar, sir.
Oh, thanks. Wanna watch the game?
Ooh, little sports ball on a Sunday afternoon. Don't mind if I do. Hey, did we win? It sounds like we won.
It's still the first quarter.
I must be lucky. People say that about me. Tough break on that free throw there. Shouldn't be doing that.
Dude, we're watching football. Come on.
For everyone who spent the entire game explaining the entire game, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
The SEC lives here. WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana. ESPN Northwest Florida. Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide, roll. You know, that was a great idea by our former wonderful school board chairman. She was also representing Panama City Beach. Did the best I can remember of anybody ever doing for Panama City Beach. Great lady. And what was great about Donna is that she didn't go with the flow. She asked a lot of questions. It wasn't you get a free pass because it's something you want. It had to be the right thing. And some people couldn't handle it very well. I really loved the job she did. We miss her. Bay County missed her. It was a lot better school district when she was involved in it. And we do have some great ones now, but I do miss Donna. But she made a great idea. Maybe we can find paperwork somewhere where all those guys, the trophies are after. You talking, Ethan, you're new to this area, but Earl Durham was the #1 Republican in the Panhandle of Florida. He had dinner with the presidents, the governors. They got streets named after him. He did a lot of things for Arnold High School and the community. And West and Roy Santini gave so much money to Arnold. It was unbelievable. Wes Burnham called me when we had Alex Shore. Alex Shore is the first football player, captain, first kid to ever get a football scholarship. One of the first kids to ever get a scholarship at the school. He's in the Hall of Fame, Arnold Hall of Fame on the wall, if they hadn't taken that down. Anyway, we was trying to get him a scholarship. He was playing an offensive tackle over at Bay. We moved him to tight end. Well, he comes in here, and Wes goes, I know Pat Sullivan. He's coaching Alabama Birmingham. Pat Sullivan won the Heisman Trophy. So he calls Pat up and goes, hey, look, I'm going to bring a kid up there. I want you to look. Sure enough, Wes, we took his car. We drive to Birmingham. He fed all of us and Pat, and we all went out to eat downtown at a restaurant in Birmingham. Pat Sullivan. We took film with us. They looked at the film. They offered him a scholarship on the spot and said, man, this is a big, good-looking kid. We can make him a ball player. Then after he got offered that scholarship, word gets out to all these other coaches, oh, Alabama, Then all these other schools came in here. It started rolling in. People offering scholarships. Syracuse came in at the end and kind of stole him away, and he went up to Syracuse, played. He played a little bit in the NFL. Was on a team in the NFL, the Cardinals. So Wes doing that really helped that young man big time. That's the kind of guy he was, and he didn't want anybody to know he was doing anything. We always had our football banquet over there at Edgewater Shopping, the Edgewater place, the really beautiful facility there. Every single banquet we had except for one was there. Roy gave $3,000 to a student athlete to get the further education if you won the Santini Award. So that was three of the big time leaders in Panama City Beach. And you have Philip Griffin, the mayor, was a big time guy in that. Walsingham was another big guy on the beach that would always be at Montego Bay eating. I used to call them the Beach Mafia, those guys. But it was incredible. And, of course, there's only a few of them left. And maybe, Donna, maybe Mr. Smith will let us do that, find out the names, and we'll get new plaques and put them back where they need to be, where everybody can see them. So that's a great idea by Donna Allen. And Bill, we all love Bill, no doubt about that. Anyway, our Alabama update is brought to you by the one and only Stevenson Air Conditioning. Ethan, you know how good they are. If you have any problems, call Debbie. I don't care what time it is. They'll get somebody out there and solve all issues. Get it serviced about every 6 months. It'll run longer, last longer, and save you money in the long run. Alabama update, Ethan. There's a 4-star defensive end, Kirby Collins, top 5 players. Here they are. And one thinks they got a good shot, this kid. He's only 6'5", 260 pounds, junior. He had 106 tackles, 17 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, and can run like a deer. And he's got that frame where you know he's going to blow up and be a huge ball player. Here are his final picks: Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Florida Gators, and South Carolina. That's some pretty good schools right there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Nick Saban can get that NI deal going or whatever.
You can't do that anymore, remember?
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Guidelines.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to let you talk about it in just a second. There's another player, a 4-star wide receiver, Jalen Hale. Jalen Hale.
Any relation?
If you look at the picture of him, he's got a better suntan than I do. No, there's no relation. He is a good-looking kid, man. Stud. He is a stud. Now, he's in the class of 2023, Longview, Texas. How do you not know about this kid? How do you not know? You've been gone there for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I need to get back to my roots.
Yeah. you better look back at these websites, man. This guy is 6'3", 175, can run like a deer, can jump out of the gym. He's an incredible athlete. He's track, he's basketball, and he's a stud football player. He's the one they're talking about could be a 5-star when everything's redone. Mm-hmm. This is his teams that he's got listed, his finals: Georgia, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Texas, Alabama, Southern Cal. That's the blue bloods of college football, and he's on every one of their lists. Now, he's already visited Georgia. He's already visited Ohio State. He's going to Southern Cal in June. He's the number 2 receiver in the country. He's the number 40 overall player in the country. He's the second best player in the country for his recent position, wide receiver. But in the state of Texas, he's the 6th best player in the state of Texas. If you're in the top 10 in Texas, you're a good football player, buddy.
You're a great football player.
Yeah, you're going to be playing the NFL.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get on this. If we can get this kid here, that'd be outstanding. But we're in tough competition. The Buckeyes, USC, Georgia, A&M. And you guys just hauled in the greatest class in the history of college football, especially on the defense side of the ball. My goodness, man. Are y'all going to be the Georgia in a couple of years? You know how Georgia had that 15 guys drafted, 5 first-round defensive players? Is that what we're going to see 3 years down the road?
I would love to hope so. I mean, I don't know. We got some developing to do for sure, but I would hope so. I mean, we have the initial talent level. We just got to coach them up now.
Tell me what you were talking about now, this NIL. I haven't – I'll be honest with you. I saw this stuff. I said, I'm not going to mess with that because it's not going to matter. If the first time a businessman goes and says, we want to hire this young man, and you're telling me I can't hire him to do my advertisement, it ain't going to hold water. Yeah. But tell me what they're trying to do.
Basically, they just said that they've created some, quote-unquote guidelines where that you you should not be using NIL deals or groups of people, aka boosters, to make pitches to recruits to come to your school. But that's it. But they were like, we're not. But they basically said we're not going to go back and punish anyone that's done it previously.
Yeah, I heard. Now, I heard they weren't going to do anything to the players.
Yeah.
But I didn't. They did say the schools also.
They said this. They said they will not mess with players. They said they could potentially punish schools, but they also said that we're not going to go backtrack and like look at the past.
Right.
You know, the past is the past. This is kind of more the
because really there was no rules in place.
Exactly. And they're like, well, the future, these are the guidelines. And again, it's not even necessarily rules, right? Like this is just like, you know,
just kind of an honor system thing.
Essentially. Because I mean, they've also come out and said that as the NCAA, they're understaffed right now, so the tracking of this would be really hard. Like, well,
they've been Putin.
Yeah.
They've been Putin. Yeah.
So
Putin got them too.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think everyone kind of has it right that just the big schools are going to just have to kind of govern themselves.
Well, I think they all realize that the coaches realize that the athletic directors, the commissioners of all these conferences know it. Maybe they will come together and try to make this happen. Yeah. But we all know, even if they do, and they really do want this to happen, because the coaches are saying this is correct. Every coach you talk to, even the ones that are benefited from it, saying this is not going to last. Yeah. We can't do this. It's going to kill college football. But we can't. They're not going to be able to control the boosters. Yeah. In the old days, some like SMU, I mean, they couldn't control those guys. Yep. So, do you think they reel it in somewhat?
I think that's why everyone wants the NCAA to stay out of it and just let like college football handle it, so that they can make their rules. Everyone's playing by the same rules. I think that's the biggest difference right now is that because there's no rules, everyone's playing by different ones. And I think you even couldn't necessarily do it by conference, because the Big Ten might allow more than the SEC would.
Right.
So I think that's why everyone's like, listen, let's just let the NCAA get out of college football, let the college football basically playoff committee make the rules that the commissioners get together and say, hey, this is what everyone's going to play. At least the Power 5 are all going to play by these rules. So you got the Power 5 saying that, then you obviously have the 10 major conferences. They're all like, listen, if we can just get all 10 conferences on the same, these are what the rules are, these are what like you could get in trouble if you break these rules, then that'd be better. But it's a lot to ask.
All right. We were talking about, you and I have talked about before, that now they have more pull, more power, the players, than any group, NFL, anything. They've got to tie the scholarship. They got to have language in there. They got to get these lawyers to do it. That when you sign the scholarship, it's got to cover NIL. It's got to cover transfers. It's got to be the whole deal. And they sign that paper. And it's got to be where if you break these, will not be allowed to play any other school that's in this power conference. I'm talking about when we break away from the NCAA, they got to come up with certain type of rules, and you got lawyers look at it and see if it will hold up in court. But if even it doesn't hold up in court, if all the other schools say we're not going to accept them, and what can they really do if a school said we're not going to accept them? They don't have to give a reason why we're not going to offer them a scholarship. They're going to have to do something like that to get this thing under control. If not, I'm just telling you right now, if I don't know who's playing Alabama and they all bouncing around, coming in and coming out, I don't know if I'll drive up there to watch a game like I used to. I don't know. I just don't know. It's going to turn certain fans off, and I hope they don't let it get away. And everybody says college football will never die out. They used to say that about at one time baseball was the king of this country, and now it's football. So it can happen. Alabama Update's been brought to you by the legendary Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason, those guys do an incredible job. Family owned. Him and Debbie do a great job down there. Wonderful staff, wonderful people. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, no doubt about that. Don't forget, today is world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti on Thomas Drive and Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get down there and say, Ethan, I want some of that barbecue, baby. Better yet, say, I want some of that turkey. Or both. Why not just both? Yeah. We get back. We hope we get Andy Burson, the voice of the Auburn Tigers. Be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Per Trotter, the last straw came from Baker Mayfield the next day when Chris Mortensen reported the Browns want an adult at quarterback. The Cleveland Browns could look to cut him for personal conduct, which then they don't have to pay the $18 million.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm forecasting mostly sunny skies today. Warm temperatures in the mid-80s. A northeast wind about 5 to 10. Water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico is 76. Mostly clear overnight, around 65 with light north winds. Light northeast winds tomorrow, mostly sunny in the mid-80s. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, best little lumber yard in Panama City and Youngstown. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
We paid how much for those lessons?
Shh, she's doing great.
Oh, yeah, totally. Can you pass me a Pepsi Zero Sugar? Great job, honey! Oh, look at that. That's not the end.
No way. Now it's time for the encore.
You know what? You're right. 5 times? Not enough times.
For everyone who traded in rock concerts for their kids' recitals, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Here is your ice-cold Pepsi Zero Sugar, sir.
Oh, thanks. Wanna watch the game?
Ooh, little sports ball on a Sunday afternoon. Don't mind if I do. Hey, did we win? It sounds like we won.
It's still the first quarter.
I must be lucky. People say that about me. Tough break on that free throw there. Shouldn't be doing that.
Dude, we're watching football. Come on.
For everyone who spent the entire game explaining the entire game, you've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. That's what I like.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Eagle! Hey, I know you missed him yesterday, but I told you we'd have him today, and we got him. The voice of the Auburn Tigers, the legendary Andy Burcham. Andy, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Coach. How are things on the beautiful Emerald Coast?
It couldn't be better. I'm sitting here with Ethan Boyd, the Texas Aggie, Rudy's Barbecue. I think I'm going to let him take me to lunch today. I don't know. You need to come down and have lunch with us. We'll send a jet up there to pick you up and bring you have some good barbecue.
You said that will work. We can do that.
Hey, that company jet out there.
Yeah, the ESPN jet that we have. Hey, listen, I figured you'd be playing golf with Bo Jackson, although Jamie's up there in Birmingham looking at all those big superstars playing golf in Birmingham. I thought for sure you'd be there, but I guess you got to work and call the baseball games.
That is exactly the case. I have never been a part of that. It's a great event, and they do a terrific job with the Champions Tour there in Birmingham. But, yeah, I'm here working and talking with you.
Well, I'm glad you are here and you're not there. When you retire, you'll have plenty of time. They'll have you all over the country when you get through. I tell you what, again, you do a great job. I love. If you have not seen it, go on YouTube, wherever you pull it back up. The voice of the SEC. What was it called, Andy? The voice of the SEC? The voices?
Yeah, voices of the SEC. Yeah,
that was
and,
really
featured a lot of the folks out there that have been fortunate enough to work for be a voice of the school, and I am blessed to be one of those folks.
Let me ask you something, because you know you knew millions of people were going to watch that show. Were you nervous at all when you were doing it, or did you just say, "Yeah, I know how to do this," and just because it looked like you were fine? I mean, you did awesome, man.
I was nervous watching it. I was not nervous when they came to town, because you never know how it's going to turn out, right?
Yeah.
But I was not nervous when we were taping there at the Jordan-Hare Stadium and talking about my buddy Rod Bramlett and the job that he and I and Jim Fife and Paul Ellen and Gary Sanders and all folks have done here at Auburn. But yeah, you're always a little bit nervous how it's going to turn out. But I was really pleased with how they portrayed, myself and many others across the landscape of the Southeastern Conference.
It was an awesome show. If you haven't seen it, you need to go pull it up and watch it. It's incredible. And especially the Auburn segment was unbelievable. What you've done, take over somebody's kids and take care of them is incredible. I mean, God bless you for that. Wonderful man. You and your wife are doing a great job. Appreciate what you did there. And appreciate what you do for the Auburn Tigers. I know the Auburn people love you. You do a great job with that. And now, Auburn baseball. Ethan's a big baseball guy. He loves those Aggies. And Andy, the top in the West, I mean, Arkansas is 16-8, LSU's 14-10, Auburn is 13-11, Texas A&M's right there with them. So they're all bunched up there.
Right.
This is the best baseball league in the country, I think. I think we're better in baseball maybe than football. I don't know. I don't know what you think about that.
Just take your pick.
Yeah, really.
At what we say is as good as anywhere else in the SEC. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It could be women's golf or men's tennis or soccer. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Men's, women's basketball, it doesn't matter at this point. And certainly baseball is right there. And that Aggie team is 14-10, and they're as hot as anybody right now. They're very, very good and playing very, very well at down the stretch of the season. So it's going to be a wild finish, I think. Listen, Tennessee is, they pretty well, they can clinch the regular season championship this weekend, and probably will. And they're very, very good. But everything else is up for grabs at this point. You look at LSU and Texas A&M, they're 14-10. Arkansas is 16-8. And I like Arkansas's chances to win the West and get that number 2 seed. But the seeds 3 and 4 are up for grabs. And here's why it's important. The top 4 seeds coming out of the regular season, regardless of division, get a bye into the double elimination portion of the SEC tournament.
Wow.
And that's important. You're also not playing on Tuesday at the SEC tournament. So you're playing one less day. That's one less day against your pitching staff at the SEC tournament. And Auburn, Georgia, LSU, and Texas A&M are vying, and you could really throw Vanderbilt into that mix right now at 12-12. So a lot up for grabs down the stretch with 2 SEC weekends remaining.
Andy, last night, Auburn gets it done, and now the big one, the big game, the rivalry, Auburn, Alabama's at Auburn Friday, 7:30. Tell me, I hope I'm right, 7:30 Friday. Saturday it's going to be at 2 o'clock, and Sunday at 3. Is that right?
That's correct. That's the correct times. A little bit odd times. A late start on Friday and certainly on Sunday, that 3 o'clock start, all because of TV.
Yeah.
And it is a huge, huge weekend for both. I mean, Auburn's trying to get one of those top 4 seeds at the SEC tournament. Auburn is still in the mix to host in the NCAA tournament. Alabama is trying to get in the mix for the NCAA tournament at this point. Crimson Tide are 10-14 in the league and 27-22 overall. Like Auburn, on the road in state last night, Alabama picked up a win at Jacksonville State while Auburn went to Troy and won. So this is a big series. It's always a crazy series, and regardless of how the 2 teams are playing, it's very, very competitive. And I expect it will be a great series. Looks like the weather's going to cooperate this weekend, so we're thankful of that. And we'll bring the fighting Chris Stewarts to town on this weekend.
tell Chris I said, hey, I tell you what,
sure will.
I do believe, now it's just me talking, I think Alabama's baseball coach better win 1 game of the 3. I mean, at least 1. I just kind of think that. Maybe I'm wrong. It's hard to win at Auburn. It's going to be packed out. I know you got to be pumped up about this game.
I am. Listen, this is what you get into. This is what you get in the business for. These series at home with great weather, a great deal on the line, and your arch rival in town. It's not hard to get up for a series like this one. And Alabama comes to town playing well, and it should be a fun 3-game series starting at 7:30 on Friday.
And you can listen to Andy Burcham call all 3 of those ball games. Andy, let me ask you this. When will you go, say Auburn they get the bye on Tuesday, when will you guys head up to Birmingham? I know basketball you travel with the team, football you travel. Now baseball, do you travel with them or do you guys travel by yourself? When will you go? Will y'all stay there the whole? Give us a little rundown about the SEC tournament, what you will be doing.
Typically, we travel with the team if they fly. Otherwise, we drive separate. We want to have our own wheels. We want to be able to go out and have a nice bite to eat somewhere. We typically get to the ballpark before the team does on game day. So it depends. If Auburn plays on Tuesday, I'll likely go up on Monday. And the team will go up on Monday and practice there at the Met. If the team plays on Wednesday, probably won't go up till Tuesday. At this point. And remember, we're on the road that last weekend at Kentucky, playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
So it'll be a pretty quick turnaround, regardless, for the SEC tournament at this point.
Yeah.
And we'll stay there as long as Auburn is there.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Let me ask you this: as far as tickets, because I really want to go up there and cover this, but as far as like the average guy out there, do you buy individual tickets to those games, or do you buy I don't know how it works. You buy one ticket for one game, they run you out, and then you come back and watch the other game, or how does it? Do you even know?
Go to secsports.com. I do know that. Go to secsports.com, and that's where you buy your tickets. They're typically general admission tickets. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah.
James, I want to say that it's a session ticket. So you get a ticket for 2 games, then they clear the stands, and then you're back for another session.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think, well, I hope I'm right here.
Yeah, you're
right. I'll know by next Tuesday. You get a ticket for 2 games, they clear the stands, and then it's another ticket for another 2 games.
Okay. That sounds good. Auburn travels so well, football, basketball. What do you think it'd be like in Birmingham? You got a lot of people in Birmingham, live in Birmingham, big Auburn guys. You think it'd be packed out when Auburn plays baseball up in Birmingham?
I think so. And listen, Arkansas travels well. LSU travels well. If Mississippi State makes it, they travel well. So, yeah, there's going to be big crowds on hand. If Alabama's there, certainly they will pack the place as well. And heaven forbid if it's an Auburn-Alabama game at the Hoover Met.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Man, I didn't have time to talk to you about football. Real quick, got about 30 seconds. Anything going on recruiting-wise or anything? I don't know. You can't talk much about that. But anything good, anything negative, anything good happening in football? Anything?
No, I spent a lot of time with Coach Harsin last week. We did 3 ambush events. We were in Mobile, Montgomery, and Huntsville last week, and just spent some time with him, talking with him on the stage, off the stage. I think he's very excited about this summer. I know they are continuing to recruit. They're continuing to recruit for this coming season, looking at that transfer portal right now. So they're excited, and I think Auburn fans should be excited about this season, but we can talk about that in the weeks to come.
Yeah, we will. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. I know you've been really busy traveling and everything, and we really appreciate you coming on. People down the Panhandle love to listen to you. Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers, the legend. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure, guys. War Eagle.
War Eagle. He does a great job. Love that guy. Auburn Update brought to you by Bay Point Golf. You love golf. Where are you going, Ethan?
Bay Point.
I'll tell you what, now, if you want a golf tournament, make a lot of people happy, all you got to do is get Rudy's Barbecue to cater it, play golf, eat great. What's better than that?
Nothing better than that.
And you'll make a lot of money. No doubt about that. If you want to make money, do it. Try it one time. People will love that. No doubt about that. And also, don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, 3 restaurants in one. Big John, retired police officer, does an incredible job. The pizza's unbelievable. The bakery, unreal. Napoleon, Glenn Manley Napoleon is really good. And the deli, there's lasagna is unreal. Go down and try it. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? You want to look like Jason Kovaleski? You got to go listen to him. He'll tell you what to do. He'll get you on the right vitamins, supplements, you name it, he knows it. Hopefully he'll be in here Friday. I'll be right back. I'm hoping Mark McLeod and the Florida Gators will get back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Have you seen the new ESPN Northwest Florida billboards across Bay County? Take a picture of one of our big billboards to win a big prize pack. Post the pic on Facebook and tag ESPN Northwest Florida for a chance to win. With 11 gift cards, you'll be eating, drinking, shopping, and going on adventures all over Bay County for free. Find out what else we've stuffed inside this mega large prize pack at ESPNPC.com.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
Hi, this is Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. In just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself, starting at only $19.99 a month. What are you waiting for? Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Braves country.
A rainmaker ties the game.
The Atlanta Braves finish a 2-game pit stop in Boston tonight. Ian Anderson is the starting pitcher for Atlanta. He comes into Fenway with a 3-1 record. Coverage starts at 6 right after the afternoon underdogs. On your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey there, I'm Swampy Jack. I've traveled the world for decades, and now I've brought some of my most exciting adventures to Panama City Beach. Brave perilous heights of the Kraken Tower swing as you soar above the beach. The whole family will have fun playing my new mini golf course, which recreates my expedition to the ruins of Angkor Wat. Skip the restaurant lines and enjoy a meal at Swampy's Cantina, and enjoy a beer while you listen to laughter bubbling from the spin coaster. Your adventure awaits at Swampy Jack's Wongo Adventure.
And when you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
Go, Gators!
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Sponsored by Sykes Concrete, serving Bay County since 1957. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! Hugh Sykes Concrete. There's not a job too big or too small. That guy's incredible, and so's his company. Sykes Concrete. They love the Florida Gators, and they got the Florida Gator Update, and we bring him on. The local legend, Mark McLeod. Anything you want to know about Florida football, baseball, softball, a big softball game, is right here on 104.3 with Mark McLeod. Mark, how you doing this morning?
Hey, doing well, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, I thought about you when I was reading this stuff. Every time I look at a big-time ball player that is being recruited by the blue bloods of college football, it's got to make you – I know it makes you feel good when you see the Gators or make these guys their final picks. The Collins kid, a top 5, 6'5", 260, defensive end, Alabama, Georgia, Florida Gators, and Oklahoma are the teams he's mentioned. And then there was another one I saw down there, another stud player, and I forgot his name now. Florida Gators right there. And you've talked about this for 2 or 3 years, that the recruiting has not been like Alabama, it's not been like Georgia. And we can't win championships if we don't have the players to compete with those guys. And it seems like Billy Napier is knocking it out of the ballpark in recruiting. You got to be happy, and the Florida fans should be happy right now.
Oh, you're right. And look, this is long overdue. Long overdue. Billy Napier and his staff have done a terrific job of getting out there, talking to a lot of the high school coaches, and getting around to the different programs. The staff's been out, and the Mullen and his staff did a bit of that. There's no doubt about it. They did, but they didn't develop those relationships the way they should have, and develop relationships with these kids. There's Florida got 2 commitments last week. They picked up a big D tackle, a big need, Najee Harris, a kid out of IMG Academy, where school where right down in Bradenton, where Florida hasn't done much at all over the past few years of getting recruits in. And here's a 4-star offensive guard at a football factory who is now going to said he's going to go to the University of Florida, and that's huge. Look, playing right next to him is the number 1 or number 2, depending on which service you read, offensive tackle in the country, a 5-star kid, Francis Magoa, kid from California. He's from San Bernardino, but he has unofficially visited Florida twice already, and he's got Florida on his list, like Alabama, Miami. He took an official visit to Miami, but he said he's going to take an official to Florida, which, again, Coach, is interesting because he was on the Florida campus unofficially in March and April, and now he's already told the media he's going to be there on an official visit. So, again, a kid whose teammates coming to Gainesville, and he's a great position of need, offensive tackle for Florida. And how long has it been since Florida's gotten a number 1 or number 2 offensive tackle? You'd have to go back to the McElwain era.
Yeah, it's correct. Well, it goes back. They finally let him. They opened the pocketbooks up. They finally let him get all these analysts, the huge staff that he has there now. And I got one of my former players runs it up at Alabama, and they say we identify players quickly because we have so many people working. We got so many outreach, and then we offer them once we know we want them. We can offer them quicker. We develop those relationships a lot quicker than other schools because the huge staff. Now Florida has that, and you're seeing the benefits already. I'm really happy with this guy.
Yeah, and look, for Najee Harris, what the Florida coaches can say to him is, hey, Najee, hey, this is great that you're coming to Florida. By the way, the guy recruiting you from Texas A&M, Steve Adazio, had his best success as a college coach when he was here under Urban Meyer at the University of Florida and won 2 national championships. The guy recruiting you from Alabama is Robert Gillespie, who is a terrific running back here at the University of Florida. So just proof that we're doing things right here. They can really have some fun with that if they want to.
I think Ethan's got a question for you.
Yeah, we obviously A&M is playing Florida today in softball, and just kind of get your take on that.
Now, you're talking to an Aggie now. You're talking to a huge Aggie, Mark, let you know that.
Yeah, it's been difficult for Florida softball. They've had some rough moments this season, but still a good program under Tim Walton. They've done a terrific job playing in Gainesville. It's got to be a plus for Florida. You got to believe. I think it should be a lot of fun. It really should be. I mean, I talked about that yesterday on my show that that was going to be a good game between Texas A&M and South Carolina. And it was. The Aggies get the win, and now we'll see what happens at 5 o'clock today. But, I like Florida's chances playing in Gainesville. You got to love that, because if Florida were to lose this game, that would be a huge upset and a major Debbie Downer for the folks in Gainesville. And, you're already seeing a Florida team that didn't even make the quarterfinals, which is very unusual for Florida softball.
Well, Mark, baseball, let's get into that. We're not too far away from Hoover. Florida Gators, I believe SEC records 11-13. But it's so crazy. You look at the West, everybody's bunched together. Arkansas has got, I think, a 2-game lead. Everybody else is really bunched together. And the same thing in the East. Georgia's 13-11. Vandy, I think, is 12-12. And Florida's right there 11-13. And then, of course, Tennessee's really dominating. But what do you think? Can Florida get hot and do something in Hoover, or do they make it to the playoffs? What's your thoughts on all that?
Well, Kevin O'Sullivan has kind of turned the page a little bit. He's turned the page and looking to some freshmen for help because he's not been getting it from some of his veteran players. And remember, this is a year when he didn't have a lot of veteran players, but he thought that he could use those. Well, Hunter Barco's on the shelf, Tommy John surgery. So certainly he had to make a move there. But with a couple of the other pitchers who had been around a little bit, they just haven't gotten it done for the Gators. So he's turned to the freshmen and really at a time when that you should be winning right now. You go back and you look at the past 5 weekends, Coach. Florida went 4-11 in those 5 weekends. That was a brutal stretch. LSU, Georgia, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Tennessee. So you played just a brutal part of the schedule. Since then, Florida's 7-1.
Wow. Since
they lost that 6-4 loss to Tennessee, which went 11 innings on April 24th. However, Kentucky and Mississippi State, who Florida just beat, they have identical 9-15 records in conference play. Florida's also beat USF. They're 23-21 on the year. Last night they beat Bethune-Cookman, shut them out 4-0. Well, Bethune-Cookman's just 21 and 27. So these are games Florida should be winning. And the schedule actually, believe it or not, gets easier for Florida because this weekend they're going to face a Missouri team on the road who's just 7 and 17 in SEC play. They've closed it out with South Carolina, who's 10 and 14. And look, South Carolina pitching gave up more runs than Chichi Gonzalez last weekend at Texas A&M. I mean, good grief. Texas A&M in 2 games scored 29 runs against South Carolina pitching. Again, the schedule gets easier for Florida. So are they really getting it done? But, you got to throw that caveat out there and say, guys, pump the brakes on this a little bit. Florida is 7-1 in their last 8 games, but they've done it against much easier competition.
Well, one good thing, though, if they can win these 6 last SEC games and say Vandy struggles, Georgia might slip up, they get in the top 4, which they are right now. They don't play Tuesday, so that'll help. So do you feel pretty comfortable that they'll get that Tuesday bye?
I think it's a real possibility, and it's funny because if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said no. I don't think they do, but again, because of the schedule. Yeah. And as I talked about that 5-week stretch that was just a gauntlet for Florida, they go 0-3 against Tennessee, 0-3 against Georgia. They lose a series to Vanderbilt, they lose a series to LSU, and then they beat Arkansas. So they only won one of those 5 series. It's just, you're kind of struggling to see what you get. And the other thing for Florida, these freshmen have to continue stepping up and performing. Judd Fabian, the veteran outfielder, has been swinging the bat awfully well, which, by the way, if you saw, in the Major League Baseball mock drafts, he's scheduled to go late in the first round. There's a lot on the table for Florida. They pick up their 30th win last night. It's looking awfully good right now. If this team can continue to play with confidence and get it done. Defense has to step up a little bit. They're down to 979 in fielding percentage. But if they can get some things going against what should be winnable games, then they could go in the SEC tournament, as you say, and get that advance to the quarterfinals, which softball didn't get, which, again, very unusual to see Florida not get the automatic advance to quarterfinal play.
I want to ask you, Ethan and I are trying to decide if we should go to Birmingham and watch some of these games. Is it worth the travel to go see that? You've done it. Is it worth doing it?
The SEC baseball tournament, it's funny, before I ever went there, I remember thinking about a couple things, and I, as a young guy, I hadn't had the opportunity to cover it yet. We're going back 20-something years. And I thought, they need to move that around a little bit. It doesn't need to be in Hoover, Alabama all the time. But then I started covering the baseball program and talking to the players, and they said, no, love Hoover, Alabama. We love it. It's great. It's a great atmosphere, great environment. And then going there the first time, I was sold. I said, don't ever move this tournament out of Hoover. It is unbelievably well done. It is well done for the media. It is well done for the fans. It's fat. I was sharing a story on radio a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, where me and my co-host, we were doing the morning show for ESPN in Gainesville, Ocala. We were sitting in the Met at Hoover at 2-something in the morning watching Ole Miss and Mississippi State play, and there had to be 5,000 people in the stands. Wow. They loved their baseball in Mississippi, and I mean, it was chippy. It was, people were hollering and screaming. It was fantastic. At one point, I remember we looked at each other and said, this is great. This is great. And we wouldn't trade this for anything. And we had to get up in a few hours and start the radio show because, again, we were on Central Time, or we were in Central Time, and we had to do a 7 a.m. Eastern radio call for 3 hours.
All right, we got Mark McLeod. We're going to hold him over. We got to break real quick. Mark, do not hang up. We'll be right back with you. Hey, listen, if you go to closing, man, demand Chuck Tucker. South Oak Title and Closing, #1, not even close. Chuck Tucker, demand him. He's an incredible guy. Also, Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. Ethan Boyd does an incredible job down there. Go try it. You'll love it. The barbecue's incredible. Try the turkey sandwich, the turkey plate. Unbelievable. We will be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark McLeod does a great job, and we got Big Mark with us this morning. And don't forget about Sykes Concrete, the Florida Gator update by Hugh Sykes. They do a great job. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Let the good times roll with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the Rudu Music Experience, Saturday, May 21st in downtown Panama City. All this week, listen for your chance to win tickets during the Coach James Hale Show in the morning and with the afternoon underdogs. It's the Rudu Music Experience on the edge of St. Andrews Bay with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning weather forecast for your Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies today near 85 or so. Light northeast winds. Water temperature in the Gulf is 76. Mostly clear overnight, around 65, 66 degrees. Light north winds. Still high pressure in control of our weather, so mostly sunny Thursday and Friday. You'll be around 85 Thursday, 83 Friday, and light breeze is expected. Low 80 Saturday, mostly sunny. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
The brand new Burger King in Weewa-Hitchcock is looking for managers and team members. You'll get to use your smile and personality and get paid for it. You'll be responsible for getting guests excited about their experience every day at Burger King. You'll get to work in a safe, productive environment that allows employees to thrive and advance with career opportunities. Burger King promotes from within. They offer training and development, flexible schedules, employee meal discounts, and scholarship opportunities. Burger King is an equal opportunity employer. Interested job seekers should text 007-8075 to 31063 to apply. Must be at least 16 years of age.
And when you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
Go, Gators!
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Sponsored by Sykes Concrete, serving Bay County since 1957. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to thank Hugh Sykes and Sykes Concrete for sponsoring the Florida Gator Update with the Lynn Haven Flash, the great one, Mark McLeod. Mark, real quick, I want to ask you something about this. I don't know if Florida's in the mix with this guy or not. The receiver from Pitt, Jordan, what's his name, Addison? Is he giving Florida a look at all? Has Florida contacted him? Do you know anything about that?
You know, I don't know if they've contacted him or not, but I know they're looking for him. They have been beating the bushes looking for defensive tackles, offensive linemen, wide receivers. I mean, that's Florida football right now. That's the state of where they are. Depth is a major issue at Florida right now, major concern. I don't know whether they've contacted him. I would be stunned if they hadn't, though, Coach, to be honest with you. And, hey, I'm surprised you hadn't mentioned yet. A few weeks ago, you asked about Arch Manning and Florida, and he came out and told a writer over in Louisiana, yes, I'm going to go visit. I plan on going to visit this summer over at the University of Florida. And, you know, what? At the time when you asked me, I had no idea if he was going to visit or not. But it made sense, too, because of what Billy Napier and his staff did at Louisiana.
Absolutely.
I mean, it made perfect sense for him to come over.
Yeah, Ethan was going to ask you about that. You just stole his thunder.
Yeah, Mark, you stole my thunder. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously he announced them in LSU on Monday that he'd at least go take little visits, and so obviously that's good hopes for Florida. I'm kind of surprised with Peyton's ties to Tennessee that he would consider Florida, but you never know.
Yeah. Don't get too. Hey, Mark, I told all these Alabama fans he ain't coming to Alabama. Anybody related to Archie's not coming to Alabama, and I was thinking the same thing. Now, Florida, that would be a stretch because I know they don't like the Gators. Well, one of them doesn't like the Gators anyway. His uncle doesn't like Florida, so I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, he's 0-4. Over Florida against Florida. Yeah, well, Alabama's got Eli Holstein from everything that I've heard. I mean, he's coming to Alabama. That's a huge pickup for the Tide, and I should say another huge pickup for the Tide when that happens. But you know, I did talk to one recruiting guy 2 days ago, and he told me that Texas, he said, look out for Texas on Arch Manning. He goes, I'm telling you, he's talked it up a bit. But he said, you know, Georgia's in it. he said, but I think Florida's really in it. He goes, I think once he visits Florida, it's going to be good. And I said, well, the standalone football facility will be complete.
Yeah.
So the family will be able to go in there and see that. Florida, if they keep trending, should have a couple more commitments, if not maybe more. As you'll see more kids committing here in the next 2 months, and that would work out well for Florida as well. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, as you said earlier, Coach, at least now with the elite players, you saw Dan Mullen work to the point where they were on a few kids, but nothing really ever panned out except for once in a blue moon they'd get one or two kids here or there. But now you're seeing Florida on all these lists, and of course the NIL issues. The Florida has 2 collectives, and Florida's raised a lot of money there. That's going to help the Gator program as well.
Mark, I was listening to you talk about what they're looking for. It sounds a lot like Auburn. Brian Harsin, they interviewed him. We just had Andy Burcham on, the voice of the Tigers, and their number one concern, well, three of them really, wide receiver, defensive line, and DBs. And I thought they were set pretty well at DBs, but I was wrong. And you feel like at Florida, it's more or less the same thing, wide receivers, linemen. What about the DBs at Florida? They're in pretty good shape there?
I think they're in good shape at defensive back for Florida. I think they've got a bunch of talented young safeties. You've just seen, one or two step up last year. I think more stepping up in the spring, and the Florida coaches seem to be pretty happy with that. Corner, I think things are pretty good. If there was a hot corner out there, you better believe they would probably add him. But Florida's got real problems on the interior defensive line, major issues on the interior defensive line, Coach. They just have zero depth there. And then certainly offensive tackle. Offensive tackle is a big concern for Florida. They just signed a kid. I guess you saw that last week. 6'8", 370-pound JUCO transfer who really didn't show up on any other D1 schools, and Florida took him. And that's how desperate they are at offensive tackle in terms of depth. Depth is a major concern at many positions for Florida coming into 2022, and we all know you got to stay healthy, but injuries are a part of the game, and I think that's really, when you look at this staff, I think that's their biggest concern right now.
Go ahead, Ethan. You want to ask him?
Yeah, Mark. How is Napier's and Richardson's kind of relationship? How's it kind of building right now? I know obviously it's early in the off season.
I think it's really good. I think and I guess you guys saw Richardson was in Todd McShay's way too early mock draft at number 6 overall.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I just shook my head. Remember a year ago, Coach, you, Manley, and I were talking about one of the guys. It wasn't McShay. It was one of the other writers, big national writers, who put Emory Jones at number 8 in his mock draft overall. And I said, you got to be kidding me. The big concern with Richardson, and we saw that greatly improve in the orange and blue game. Will it translate to the season? We'll have to see. But completion percentage, that's a big issue. The biggest issue with Anthony Richardson has been the completion percentage, and he's got a strong arm. He's got a gun. That kid could certainly run for days, as we saw last season. Staying healthy and really upping that completion percentage and getting more, improving that accuracy is a big part of his game. And look, he's the key to the 2022 season for Florida. If he plays lights out and Florida can stay healthy, I think Florida can get a running game going with that interior offensive line. I think the interior offensive line it's in a good place. I'm not going to call it a strength for Florida, but it could develop into a strength for Florida. But I think with that running back room is awfully talented at Florida. I think they're going to be able to run the football a little bit. And if Anthony Richardson can improve his accuracy and stay healthy, that could be big for the Gators.
Mark, I was there thinking as you're talking, it's just crazy how college football is right now. We're talking about what Florida needs are, and you can actually now go out and get them. In the past, you couldn't do what they do now. Auburn. Yep. But look at Southern Cal. I keep telling everybody, watch out for Southern Cal. They'd love to have a team from the West to get in the playoffs. Their schedule's a lot easier than anybody in the Big Ten, anybody in the SEC. If they can beat Utah and Oregon, they'll probably be in. They've got 11 guys coming in that are, I'm talking, great football players transferring in, and they're not done. They got 53 lettermen coming back, maybe, I was like, why did he not come to the SEC? Maybe he knew more than we did. I mean, I think he's going to do a pretty good job out there. Have you kept up with that, what they're doing, who they're getting in there?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of what they're doing. It's impressive. It is impressive. And again, we talked about that over the past few years. Where would Urban Meyer more likely than not end up? And that would be a Pac-12 school.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in California. There's some talent in some of the surrounding states. So, why? And look, they used to recruit Texas hard. I think that's good. I think that those days are going to be more difficult for the Pac-12 with the Longhorns coming into the Southeastern Conference.
No doubt.
But I think some of those elite players, you're seeing more and more of those elite players go to the SEC, be it Texas A&M, Alabama, Arkansas, LSU, wherever. And LSU's been getting poaching kids from Texas for decades. But I think it's going to be even more difficult for those Pac-12 schools and some of those schools up north to raid the state of Texas with the Longhorns coming into the conference.
We got about 30 seconds. That's what I was leading to. You hit on that. You think Urban now kind of wish, hey, maybe I should have gone to Southern Cal instead of going to professional football?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I know he loves the state of Florida. He used to tell us that all the time. And that was one of the things we believed about him when he told us that. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. He's going to get a job somewhere. He's going to get a job somewhere. I'm still convinced of that. It won't be this year. Obviously, may not even be next year. But in the next 2 to 3 years, he'll have a job.
Mark, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll talk to you next week. Stay safe, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Ethan Boyd, Rudy's Barbecue. What do we got going on today?
Man, I actually completely forgot we were doing our Camo Cut for a Cause all month of May. And so we actually take in donations that we provide to our military charities. And so Camo Cut for a Cause right now.
All right. And tell us your beautiful wife's name real quick.
Callie.
Callie, we got to get you in here. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thank you, Hugh, for the Florida Date. Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
What's up, y'all? It's David Hayes, and Sam Peebles is with us on the next Afternoon Underdogs to talk some chop with us. The Real Fishing Report Thursday at 5:15, where we keep it real with Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, and we'll take a long look at the NFL schedule release. The